Hello everyone, and thank you for continuing your tutor training with the Adult Volunteer Literacy Program. This video is all about the technical side of tutoring, the required reporting forms. These forms are incredibly important to our program as they provide us the data needed for the grant funding for our program. So if you haven't been taking notes so far, please definitely do so now. You should also have copies of these forms to look at as we go through the training. And as with any section, if you ever have any questions, please ask your literacy counselor. The most important form for tutors is the daily tutor logs. You can see one here. Generally, these are printed on blue paper and will sometimes be referred to as blue sheets or log sheets. Each time you meet with your learners, you will need to fill out one for your time on these sheets. You will print date, name of learner, first and last name, if you worked one-on-one or in a group, how many hours you met to the half hour, and what subject, reading, math, or writing, you worked on with the learner. You will use one log sheet per month. If it fills up before the month is over, start a new one and make sure to send in all of the sheets. But do not have 2 months on one sheet, as it makes it more difficult for logging purposes. Here is an example of a completed log sheet. Now, let's check in. Is this log sheet correct or is something wrong? It's mostly correct, but only has first names on some of the lines. We need first and last names on the sheet. We definitely need both of them as we need to make sure we identify the learners correctly, because we also need to make sure it's the correct class tied to the hour. So make sure to put first and full last names on these log sheets. The next report is the narrative report. Once a year, the literacy counselor does a narrative report on each learner and the progress they are making towards their goals. This report includes perceived progress towards goals through the learner, perceived progress towards goals through the tutor, and what materials you used, other accomplishments such as getting a job, filling out an application by themselves, and anything else. Also, problem areas such as, are there any ways I can help you when your learner is struggling? And additional information, which is anything you feel is needed to explain your students' learning. There are 2 versions of the narrative report. One that is more open-ended and another that you will fill in. Which you use depends more on the information required for the literacy counselor's report and if you feel it is more beneficial to write it out. Whichever is more helpful to describe your learner's progress. You can see both versions here on the slide. Both of these forms are incredibly important to the continuation and improvement of the program. If you ever have any questions regarding how to fill these out, please ask your literacy counselor. That's it for this session. Make sure to look over your copies of the reporting forms and any examples for questions. See you next time.